let's take a look at the groove from the first chord progression in my top 10 chord patterns video. If you want the notation for this, I've put a link to my Patreon down below, you can find it in there. Otherwise, let's dive right in. So the first progression is 1, 6, 3, 7, which on the D chord is D minor, B flat, F, C, B minor, B flat, F, C. And when I was demonstrating this one in the video, I played a groove in two different ways. The first way was on the ding itself. Was the same vibe of groove, but on the chords themselves, so eliminating the ding completely. So let's break down both of those ways. So the first way, if we get rid of the chords completely and we just focus in on the groove, I'm playing something like this. It's a little bit freer in the video because it's all completely improvised, but to nail it down to one thing, it looks a bit like this. I think it's more like that. One, two, and three, and four. 1, 2, and 3, and 4. 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 So we've got a ding on the 1. Then we got a couple of ghost notes, 1, 2, and then on the and of the 2, we're coming in with a muted ding strike. 1, 2, and 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 3, and then keeping the hand down, keeping this ding muted, I'm slapping on the 3, as I always do in lots of my grooves. 1, 2, and 3. 1, 2, and 3. 1, 2, and 3. 1, 2, and 3. While I'm here, let's do the and of the 3 with the finger here, again keeping it muted and playing on the interstitial rather than the shoulder. So we've got two different textures happening. It's quite subtle, but you can hear that this one's sharper and this one's a little bit softer. On the ding on beat 4. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. 1 and 2 and 3 and we ga 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 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. 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 And so when we put that into the context of the chords, all I'm doing is replacing beat 1 with each chord shape, right? 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. Oops. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. 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 And I find that naturally when I'm kind of making my way from the chord to the ding, on the 2 of the groove, I'm playing a kind of an open shoulder tone here as well, just very gently, again to add more texture to the groove. 1, 2, and 1, 2, and, right? Rather than a really quiet ghost note, you can actually hear it. It is actually present. Oops. into the context of the chord themselves, what I'm doing is I'm implying that groove, but staying within the chord. And the way that I'm going to teach you this is in the autopilot version. So that means that one hand is doing the same thing all the way through, regardless of which chord I'm on, and the other hand is taking a different role, playing the same thing all the way through, regardless of which chord I'm on. For me, I find that's the easiest, but it means that I have to play in some funky closed positions, especially on chord 1, because in my case, my right hand is going to be doing the more difficult job, and I'm going to keep that the same. If I wanted to play an open technique, I would swap roles depending on what position I'm playing in. So here, my left hand is on 2 notes, left hand on 2 notes. Now my right hand is on 2 notes, so the role swaps. But for the sake of learning, I'm going to keep my right hand on 2 notes wherever I am, which means I do have to cross. Unless you play your D chord like this, still crossing quite a bit. I like to play the low A on my D chord. Anyway, so what we're going to play is this. Together, right, left, right, together, right, left, right. When I break this up, if I just play the right hand, it's together, thumb, slap, thumb. It's actually really simple. Together, thumb, slap, thumb. Together, thumb, slap, thumb. Together, thumb, slap, thumb. Together, thumb, slap, thumb. And if I just play my right hand on all of the chords for this progression, it would look like this. D minor, I'll do it again. D minor, stays in the same place for B flat, B flat, and now we move to the F, again, and then we move to C. And back to D. So you can see that wherever I am, I'm just rotating, I'm staying in one place and rotating rather than moving across on a horizontal plane. It's all just this motion. And then when I'm making that slap strike, I'm just doing it wherever feels the most comfortable and I have to move the least in order to achieve that. So just keeping it nice and comfortable in whatever way feels good for your body. So when I put that left hand in then, it looks like this. Together, right, left, right, left, right. 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 And if I play the chord progression, just the left hand, it looks like this. 1, 2, and 3, and 4. D minor, 2, and 3, and 4. Then B flat, 2, and 3, and 4. And 1, and 2, and 3, and 4. And then F, and 2, and 3, and 4. Oops, 1, and 2, and 3, and 4. And 1, and 2, and 3, and 4. And 1, and 2. Put it all together. 1, and 2, and 3, and 4. And 1, and 2, and 3, and B flat. 1, and 2, and 3, and 4. And together, right, left, right. Then F, right, left, right. And together, right, left, right. C, 1, and 2, and 3, and 4. And 1, and 2, and 3. One more time. Sometimes I add some bonus lefts in there, like this. Bum bum, right? Just at the end of that bar. And now we're at the end, let's do some nice melody. And there you have it. So then as I'm playing more with that usually, that's a very common rhythm that I use in my chord progressions. I often kind of just hint at the vibe of it, but don't necessarily play exactly that all the time. And now I'm muting it. playing the chord on the offbeat rather than on the downbeat on beat 1. It gives it a bit more of a groovy feel. So you can take that element of that groove, you can play it on the ding or on the chords, or just use the vibe of it and kind of mess with the dynamics, come in and out so that you're giving it lots of room to breathe, lots of space, making it feel a bit more interesting and dynamic.